A Louisville mother and her boyfriend are now behind bars after their 3-year-old boy suffered horrific burns, and police say they waited hours before getting him help. And even worse than that, the mother allegedly lied to medical staff, and CPS had already banned the boyfriend from being near the child. Now, shocking new details reveal allegations of a disturbing cover-up and a little boy's chilling words. Welcome to...
So, first I want to know if CPS had already banned the father from being around a child, what was the reasoning for it? Because obviously they had to have a good reason. The mom is obviously a neglectful parent. All this stuff confuses me because there are people in the world who will never experience raising a child because they were either born sterile, they worked at somewhere that caused them to be sterile, some type of health conditions in their life cause them to not be able to have children. With that being said, if you are still one of the few people in this world who have the privilege to be able to have children, why would you take that for granted, and why would you put your child in danger? We'll see how this goes, though.
Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. A Louisville mother and her boyfriend are behind bars after a 3-year-old boy suffered horrific burns to his hands and his forearms, and the couple allegedly waited 3 hours before rushing him to the hospital. This is all according to police. And this disturbing case, it is outlined in a criminal complaint that has been obtained by Law and Crime. And we're talking not only the boy's injuries, but the couple's alleged cover-up. There is a chilling violation of a child protective services order as well that's now in the mix with all this as well. So a lot to unpack here, but I want to start at the beginning.
This seems like 3 hours to contact law enforcement. Like, are they drug addicts? And I don't say that to be judgmental, but like, what else could warrant you not only causing the child to be in danger, but then on top of that, waiting to get the child like help so that the child survives the situation that you put. I mean, a good parent wouldn't put their child in that situation to begin with, unless this is, I don't know, man. I got to see what happened. Like, is it an accidental fire? I doubt it, because why would you wait 3 hours? But let's see.
And the boy was first rushed to the hospital. So according to Louisville Metro Police Department records, officers were called on April 6th after the 3-year-old was brought to Norton Children's Hospital with severe burns that were, quote, consistent from burns from being submerged in a hot liquid. Now, medical staff immediately recognized this, but the child allegedly told detectives something horrifying. They didn't really have to search that deep because according to reporting from WDRB, he said, quote, Jacob did this to my hands. Now, the child was describing 25-year-old Jacob Sneed, the boyfriend of his mother, 24-year-old Brianna Lair. WDRB also reported the boy told police Sneed put his hands in, quote, extremely hot water in the sink while he was left alone with him.
Okay. So now that we got more context to the situation, what I will say is this. For the single moms who are out there and they are dating somebody who is not the child's father, this should be a huge wake-up call for y'all. Because if that person is not the father of the child, I'm not saying that somebody who's not the father of the child can't care for a child in the same manner or can't have love for a child in the same way. But obviously, this person is not one of those people. And in that regard, you left yourself open for all types of nefarious situations. And the fact that this person was doing that to the child, it had to be like an act of abuse, because what else reason would you have to run super hot water? I mean, you're a human being, you know what hot water feels like. So what was your purpose? Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Anyways.
And once detectives were made aware of this, they arrested Sneed later that day. Police also arrested the boy's mother, Brianna Lair, after she made some allegedly shocking admissions to police, by the way. We're going to get into that in a minute. But first, I want to bring on a special guest to help break this down. We're joined once again by Colonel Alex Payne of the Bullitt County Sheriff's Office.
All right, so this one's a little graphic, y'all. So if you guys are not, if this is not for the faint of heart, let's put it like that. Let's get into it.
Evidence will show in this case that the mother and the father knew that this was a vicious dog. They had other dogs. There's some evidence that they may have mistreated these dogs in a way that would make them more violent.
A 6-month-old baby boy dies after police say the family's pit bull attacked and killed him. Now his parents are behind bars and they're facing serious criminal charges. I have the sad case out of Ohio.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really feel sorry for the parents. Anytime that you have an animal around the child, you should know that there's a possibility that that can happen. Also, you should know, no different than the people that you bring around your family, you should know that if the pet is able to be around your child. And obviously, if the pet is that violent, it shouldn't have been around humans, period, it sounds like, but neither here nor there.
Adorable 6-month-old baby boy. There are photos of him online, and he is absolutely precious. But sadly, Royal would not live longer than those short 6 months. Royal died on April 28, 2024, when a dog owned by his parents attacked him and killed him. This happened in Marion, Ohio, which is about 50 miles north of the state's capital, Columbus. Marion police were called to the family home that day in April of 2024 after the family dog Kilo attacked Royal. The assistant prosecutor on the case will be here in a short time to discuss this horribly sad case.
That's disgusting, man.
It was just after 10 a.m. last April when prosecutors say this dog, Kilo, attacked Royal as his older sibling, but still very young sibling, watched him. Royal rolled off the couch and Kilo attacked him, ripping open his skull. A police dispatch report shows how terrifying that 911 call was. Royal's mother placed the call. At 10:48, the dispatcher...
This stuff makes me wonder, like, about the afterlife. It makes me wonder, you know, whoever you believe in, whether it be God or the universe or whatever other higher power, like, why would they allow things like this to happen and not intervene? I guess we'll never really know until we ever get to that afterlife. But it's really sad to see something like this because the child is 6 months old. It couldn't even know right from wrong at this point. Just some foolish parents that unfortunately it was born into a foolish family. I'll put it like that.
Wrote, dog attacked her child, followed by juvenile head laceration and CPR in progress. At 10:50, the dispatcher wrote, caller is hysterical. 1 minute later, the dispatcher wrote about Royal, he is breathing but turning blue, and dog is contained, followed by they're on the front porch, dog is pet. The case is an absolute tragedy. There was nothing that could be done to save Royal. In his obituary, the baby's family wrote that his favorite toy was a little round mirror, and he was very particular about having the correct binky. He loved his big sister, and he always woke up with a smile. A photo on Facebook showed that Royal's parents, Blake Bates and Alyssa Smith, celebrated his first birthday at his grave with his older sister. Now, while all of this was going on, the prosecutor's office was still investigating to determine whether what happened to Royal was a crime. Royal's parents, Blake Bates and Alyssa Smith, were charged with several felonies and a misdemeanor. Both are in the local jail.
Honestly, how can you, even if you want to say it was an accident, I don't know how to really go about this one. This one's tricky because even if you want to say it was an accident, there are too many people who own pets all around the world who don't have issues like this. Could it be a 1 in a million situation? Maybe. But why is it that people who own pets either have the proper training or they understand something that these people did not when it comes to having pets around children? Because I don't hear these many incidents going all around the world. Like, this is not a very common thing, as far as I understand. But either way, it's very unfortunate.
The indictment charges them with 2 separate counts of involuntary manslaughter, reckless homicide, felony endangering children, and a misdemeanor count of endangering children, nearly a year after Royal's death. Marion County Prosecutor Ray Grogan issued a statement that reads, "Parents have a fundamental duty to ensure the safety of their children, and leaving a helpless baby in such a vulnerable situation is utterly inexcusable. The presence of a known dangerous dog in a home with small children demands vigilant oversight and responsible parenting. This case starkly reminds us of the tragic consequences that can arise from failing these responsibilities."
And that's
Both
pretty much
Bates
what I
and
was
Smith
saying,
appeared in
summarized.
court on Monday for their first appearances. This is just the type of case that makes you wonder how much you know about the people living in your neighborhood. And that's
I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I don't really feel bad for their situation, because whether this was a pit bull, or a golden retriever, it's still, you have to know the history of the animal that you have around. You have to understand. You have to also have the dog trained to the point where they're finally trained, probably professionally trained. You know that you can get that dog under wraps immediately. And also, if you really look into it, having a child that young, why would you just leave the dog roaming around the house? Why wouldn't a dog outside or something, like, 6 months old? And then it's like, what were y'all doing that y'all didn't see when it when it happened? Because maybe if the dog was getting ready to lunge at the kid, like, they could have prevented it, but obviously they didn't see when it happened, which is real unfortunate. But so for some context here, says Florida mom kidnapped and offed her own daughter. See what happens here.
Jackson 911 was the location of your emergency.
Hi, I would like to report a kidnapping.
Vehicle's in the middle of the pond. We're going to enter the water.
It looks like they're dragging her out the.
It's a rainy
wow.
evening in Jacksonville, Florida, where we join officers in a high-speed pursuit of a kidnapping
I
suspect.
think that was a mom they dragged out the water, if I'm understanding correctly. But to double down and say she better be offed is insane. Why do people have these vendettas with their children? I'm talking about real life vendettas. Make it make sense. Like, you brought the person into the world and you trying to take them out on some more action hero stuff. Not to even be funny, but like, they're like real live villains. Alright. Okay, looks like they got to the location now. I'm sorry, wow.
She's all the way out there. Yeah, the victim's in there. Papa 794. The vehicle is in the middle of the pond. We're going to enter the water.
Would they bring a boat, or they gonna just dive in there? Oh, it look like they just diving
It's
in
the
there.
passenger side.
Okay. That's some
Right.
hero
The
stuff.
chase ended with a crash into a retention pond with a child inside the car. Another officer arrives and jumps straight into action.
They was not playing. They was getting it done. So, is the infant a child? I mean, is the child an infant or a teenager? Because that's what I don't understand right now. Okay. Wow, I didn't know those cameras were waterproof, but I guess that makes sense. They are policemen. I mean, I don't know. They going above and beyond. I can't even say nothing right now. They're definitely doing their job. I give them that. They are not half-stepping on this mission at all. Hard to see what's going on, but obviously it looks like they're doing some type of rescue maneuvers to save the people who are in the water. I can't lie, it takes some guts to just jump into a pond. You don't even know what's in there. And in your regular clothes like that. They hesitate to do their thing.
Here, officers find our suspect, get this, floating on a tire and pull her into shore. Let's continue.
Okay. Now, who's the suspect is the question. I'm guessing the suspect got to be the person who did the wrongdoing. Alright. I'm getting a text message in the water. I might skip this forward just a little bit because I'm trying to see what happens when they get out the water. Okay, the audio is redacted. Okay, why is she screaming? I'm wondering if this is all an act, because we're not really getting.
Ready?
Clarity. There's just a lot of stuff going on.
Police identify the suspect as 32-year-old Pamela Cabrera, the mother of the kidnapping victim, a 5-year-old child.
Okay, so she's the mother. And I'm assuming maybe she was trying to off herself to evade the consequences of the situation. Man, that's crazy, bro. I don't want to miss anything. We might have to skip forward a little bit. Oh, this screaming ain't it.
I think it's, let me see.
Received an initial call earlier from Pamela herself. Let's listen in.
Jessica 911, what's the location of your emergency? I don't know the exact address. I think it's, let me see. Hold on. And the thing is that I need a cop to come. I think it's called. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get to the.
Did they find out what happened with the kid?
Okay, so I have visitation rights to the court.
Mm-hmm.
And she said my sister home. So I came to see her. My sister's at home. She don't want me in her house. So I said, I'm going to call the cops and they can, so I can see my daughter.
Any deacon drugs or weapons?
No.
What's your last name? A good callback number for you?
This one.
What is this one?
Okay. That's strange
Okay, are
activity
you there
there.
at the
Yeah, I'm right in front of the house. Still not out of school yet. She gets out of school. They haven't even went to go pick her up yet.
You called
But I'm here
911
because
and
they're gonna
says
go
this
pick her up
one.
now.
Okay.
And I just need the cops to be here so they can solve the because she don't want me to be here, but I came to because I got the visitation right.
Okay, I'll have officer out there to you.
Usually.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.
A short time later, an officer arrives at the home and talks with Pamela.
Okay, so there's no court orders for any kind of custody orders or anything listed in Duval County under your name or under her name.
So what does that mean?
It means that if I don't have any paperwork, there's nothing I can do anyway. Okay, so, and they're not even here. So what is it you wanted me to do? And
That's weird. So
They said that you guys can make that happen. Me?
that considered a false release police report now?
but they're not even here. But you don't have a court order. And if you do have it, you don't have it here that I can see it. So I can't pull it up in the system because it's not a Duval court order. So do you live in Lake City still?
No.
Where do you live now?
I live here
He's acting real strange,
in
bro.
a shelter.
Okay. So the paperwork that you do have for your court order is where? Is it at the shelter?
No, the case manager has that.
And the case manager is in Duval?
No, she's in Tampa.
She's in Tampa. Was the paperwork filed when you were in Tampa?
I think so.
Okay, so Hillsborough County has it.
Yeah, they.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna leave this right here because it looks like I'm gonna have to watch this entire thing to understand what happened and how things happen. If you guys want, I'll put the link in the bio so you guys can check it out. But that's a horrific situation in and of itself. Regardless of the fact, man, I'm gonna just be honest. All these people got one thing in common. It seems like none of them wanted to have children, or none of them should have been able to be the guardians of children, so to speak, because like they just didn't really want nothing to come from it. Like look at the end results of what they're doing. They're trying to unalive the children that they do have. Anyway, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload. If you guys made it to the end, just know that I greatly appreciate you guys watching the video. Please hit the subscribe button. If you do watch all the way to the end, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all the buttons. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.